not just focusing on only a skill development of the resources. So it's all been considered as a resources. Human or kids are not considered as a source of the life. That's one of the click. I'm just getting and extending your thought. Yes, can we, Nileshaya, you have anything to add on to this education problem we are currently facing?
Okay, quickly. So think of the aptitude test. Like for everything, there is some kind of qualifying exam, whether East or West. You can take it as many times as you like. So it starts with that. And someone mentioned Swamiji's word, like, the education is intellectual entertainment. Frankly, if it was entertainment, I wouldn't mind. I think it's an intellectual boredom. Okay, that kind of feeds into that test, right? And so as a student, what I have seen is the boredom. That's what they feel. So it's not just if the entertainment, that's actually a good way, because there is a saying, to the extent you entertain the student, to that extent they learn it well. I wish it was like that. But on the other hand, as a teacher, and I stopped teaching in the universities because I got really bored, myself, because I noticed that the students, unfortunately, because of this infrastructure, are focused on their scores, their grades, and they're truly not paying attention in the sense of truly learning. They just want to prepare for the test.
Great, got it. So I just would like to just check up. So what is Nilesh has driven you? Like, I know that you are from Indian system. You said it's a boring, and US also. I understand from your things more or less it's a boring system. And I never know school. The meaning of the school is leisure. If I have known from Amlama, I would have told my teachers. Unfortunately, yeah, it is a leisure, but not for the student. It's a leisure place for the teachers. So with this environment, what driven Nilesh Oak to break that shell and create something for Hinduism?
Okay. Well, I was lucky. See, I did not go through a school system that was boring at all. In fact, I grew up in a village in India for first 15 years of my life, where there was no electricity, nothing, just no conveyances, no telephone, no TV, nothing. So actually it was not boring at all. That's number one. But what really allowed me, in some fashion, it was a mix of, it wasn't a purely Gurukula system either. But what I see, just quickly, let me take a digression for the Gurukula system. There was this flexibility, for example, the two words that were used. Typically in the ancient system, the time period for education was thought to be 12 years, and it could be longer. And they used to get two types of degrees, if you want to use the modern terminology. Either the person was called Vidyasnatak, or a what is the other word, Vratasnatak, and so Vidya, just like in a Western system, you can learn fast and finish your degree faster, right? Finish your degree faster. So if somebody finishes in 6 years, the person will get that degree of so-called Vidyasnatak. But somebody is not very good, let's say, in terms of certain subjects, that person still spends 12 years and get well grounded for successful life. And that is a Vrata Snatak. And actually, Snatak, the word comes from a snan. When, as a graduation, the guru used to give a bath, a shower to the student. That's where the word comes from. Oh. And if someone is good at both, then that person will get a title, Ubhaya Snatak. And so quickly, my answer is, I had this totally free time to do what I wanted to do. And my parents both were teachers, but they didn't ask me what grades I was getting. They could sense what I must be doing. So I was lucky. That's what I would say.
Okay, great. That's really a very good insight. Thanks so much. Yes, Prematma Swami, you want to add something here?
Yes, again, I just wanted to remind everybody about our rights. It is because we are not exercising our rights as Hindus. We are in this situation right now. Even with the education, the main reason why we are even at this situation of eating the Macaulay education and suffering with it, it is because we did not make our voices are heard when it is time now. We have that freedom, that right to choose the Hindu lifestyle. We had the best of everything, whether it is education, whether it is medicine, whether it is art, science, temples. We had every best of everything. And now we have the opportunity to bring back that glory of Hindu education system. So I'm just going to remind everyone, please take a few moments now to cast your vote on the Hindu way of lifestyle. So the hashtags Hindu votes are sacred. Please visit our website, that is projected kailasa.org/Hindu votes, and cast our votes. As Hindus, we have the right and freedom to choose our lifestyle, whether it be education, whether it be our temples, the way we worship, and whole lifestyle. So I'm just going to jump in and wanted to thank you, Aya, for giving me this chance, that reminding everyone to please cast your vote. The
Thank you.
Hindu votes are important, and our voices matter, because not only us, our future generation, especially, it has a huge impact. So every choice that we make now affects our future generation. So I'm requesting everyone, all the viewers that are watching, to please cast your vote. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So now this religious conversion, what we are talking about, how this impact education, we all know that. Personally, I studied from a convent school. I know it's a normal so-called secular school, you can call it as. In it's in Tamil, it's in Tamil Nadu. So every functions and art of it, it'll have a direct, insult on Hindu arts. Okay. I really don't understand why they have to, in the school functions, they come and dress like Bhagavatar and Dikshadhar, and they make a fun out of Hinduism art. So in India, you know that even though it's called as a secular thing, secular is nothing but an anti-Hindu. Okay, and you can be comfortably anti-Hindu. Okay, so it's very important to raise the voice, and it's important to understand what is the change has to be brought in. Maybe unfortunately, last 30, 40 years, even we don't have a platform to raise the voice. We don't have a chance. We don't have a place to just say that, hey, we don't want it. Okay, somewhere you need to have a place. Hey, come on, this is really disturbing me. It's hurting me. Come on, leave it. So that option is not available now. With this voting option, you have an option to say, hey, come on, stop it. I don't want to have all this kind of a force of this religious conversation happen to me. Please stop it. So please, all the viewers, share this to your friends, acquaintances, families, and this is going to really save the education of your family and future generations. And we have suffered. Let's not allow our future generation to suffer more. So let's continue that this problematic thing. So I think we have more or less we have discussed about what is the real problems we are facing to achieve our purposes. Okay, so it's a beautiful sharing. I'm really beautifully taken by the Nileshji's examples in the story he was trying to say, and we have seen from the parenting point the concerns of the parenting. It's a real concern. Okay, the Vada Varna, they are not in the positions to control the Vada Varna. You have to allow your kids a mobile. You have your allow the kids to go there and interact with their friends. But still, you want to have somewhat sanity so that the kids doesn't get damaged inside. So this is an issue as Madhurga and Ayya Sandibai was mentioning about it. So well, we discussed enough about the problem. So I would like to take all of you to the possibility segment. So in the possibility segment, yes, there are certain solutions existing, and there are few success case studies are there. I wanted to present you that. So in this regards, I would like to invite Margaret and Jamila. I have not asked them, I have not involved them in the earlier things so that they can just listen the problems and the purposes, expressed by the panelists. And I wanted to just, invite them to show what they have done with the liberal schooling, homeschooling, and the changes they have done. So I've seen the videos, and I've had an opportunity to just quickly glance at the TED presentation. It's so wonderful. Margaret Ma, welcome. Please share your opinions.
Yes, thanks for that we can speak to you. We have the same problems in Germany, you told us. And in Germany, we have a very selective school system When children are 10 years old, they are selected in diverse schools, and those who are in the upper schools are thinking that they are not good enough and such things. So what we do was the UNESCO set up 4 pillars of learning after the Rio conference in 1996. And the pillars are learning to learn is so important as learning to act in the real world, as learning to live together, as learning to be. Who am I? What is my mission in this world? What are the gifts I bring with me, and how I can match them with the challenges in the world? And so we built up I built up 2 schools on these 4 pillars, and we have new learning formats. You learn to live together if you live together. So we take all children, they are not selected, they learn together, and they learn in mixed age groups so that they can help one another. They learn on individual ways. We took away the marks for the first 2 years. Also they come when they are 11 years old, and they leave when they are 19. And instead of marks, they become personal feedback, and teachers have a new role. They support them. They have time every week to meet the students and to ask them, how are you, and do you need support or not, and so on. And without marks and learning on individual ways, you take away the comparison and the wie heißt das? Yeah, they cannot compare because they learn individual. But this is only 10 hours from 35 hours a week. We have created new subjects, and these subjects are in life. They learn not in school, but in the real world. And that are 3 subjects. One is a project day, 1 day a week. They learn on their own questions on the Sustainable Development Goals in teams, and they get knowledge, and they bring solutions in the school or in the communities. The second one is responsibility. It's a subject at our school and many other schools in Germany now. That means we give them time every week so they can engage in a social or ecological project in the community, and so they learn with their heart, and they learn that they are important. Jamila will tell you what she learned.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So
and the third one is challenge. 3 weeks out of home, free from parents, free from teachers, over life with €5 a week, and they learn so much. Jamila, I give to you the word.
Yes, welcome, Jamila.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. It was so interesting listening to you and what is happening in other cultures, especially since we seem to have the same problems and difficulties in education. And me being have been a student up until last year when I graduated, I was very thankful for having the experience, that I made the experience, just like you, Nilesh, being free in school and doing whatever I wanted, whatever interested me, and wherever I felt alive and like I was valued as a child and could explore what my life is really about, what I can bring to the table, what worth I can bring to the world, and what values at the same time bring to myself, and live my life as a happy kid, or now a happy about to be adult. So experiencing, for instance, that I had responsibility for my life as well as for my own learning, as well as for other people, that I had the strength to bring value to the world was very nice during this responsibility project, and the projects where I had the ability to learn by myself, for myself, knowing I'm not learning for grades, I'm not learning for my parents, not learning for the teachers, but actually learning from my life because I want to know something. I want to have that knowledge, but I also gather my own life experience and my own wisdom that only I can, give to the world as a human being and as an individual. Was very important to me to realize that my own worth as a human being. And I think when the question came up, like, what is the purpose of education? In truth, for me, it was really offering young people or kids a space that they can explore their own lives, their own values, and realize that they're actually conscious creators. The topic of consciousness of, wow, I can actually create my own life, and therefore I can be part of the creation in the whole world. And it is possible for me to change something, and my life matters. Therefore, I don't even have the thoughts of killing myself because I know that I'm just worth so much. And I know that in Germany too, there are suicides because of pressure, because they think that they are just not good enough to live, or they failed. And this feeling of failing is very important, because in school, people measure you with, yes, you're right, or no, you're not right, you're wrong. And this being wrong, feeling that I am wrong in my life, can really trigger something, feeling worthless. And it's so important for kids to feel the worthiness and to feel that they're taken seriously, and that they can actually do something and own up their own life and also enjoy their life. Kids have to play, they have to enjoy learning, and otherwise it's just really, it's not even entertainment, it's really boredom. And that's just a waste of time, and it doesn't really add up the value to the hours that we spend in school or in educational institutions.
Okay, so how do you bring this? I understand you are trying to bring some conscious educations. I just saw your few things there where you are giving more emphasis of the happiness of the kids, blissfulness of the kids. That's what you're giving more emphasis. That's great. Not comparing. These all good values. But how do you have a tools, or you have a certain kind of a curriculum? What are the things you have, and how do you accommodate this in the whole ecosystem of your country's education system? How do you do that?
We at first we built up the school, and many people were interested in. Although in Germany, many people feel that there is something wrong with the system, but they don't have the new pictures. They are very in the box with their thinking. And so we opened the school for visitors, and many come, and we had to manage it. And we give it to the students. And 13 and 14-year-old students taught the teachers and the headmasters and the professors from the university who come, and they have a very strong power on them because they did it from their hearts and they convinced them. And then we go out. We were invited at many conferences, and we do it active. We had a bus, and we went to whole Germany with this bus with 8 children, with a very famous professor for
neuroscience.
Neuroscience, and me, and we reached 11,000 people in this week. And then we founded this initiative, School and Transformation, and we help schools in transforming. And what is helping us now very much is that the UNESCO, focusing on the global goal number 4, say there is a new sense in learning. We have to switch. We need a paradigm shift. The sense of learning is now learning to change the world, and that is what we are doing. And so we are we are designed from the UNESCO as a change maker, and we can go to the ministries. And now it's actually a really great movement now.
Fantastic. Great.
And with the internet and with Instagram and all these things and with digital teaching, we reach many others, and
Great.
yeah, it is
Super.
changing.
So this is the new phenomena. When we are talking about the possibility, this is a buzzword in the current education system, neuroscience, and nice to know government is very much supporting it, and you are in a good supporting ecosystem where you could be able to meet a lot of universities, schools, and trying to bring these changes. All the best for it. And same thing, even in India, slow and steadily, this neuroscience is getting catching up, I can say. Our new education policies, I won't say it's a great breakthrough, but at least some talk about, some discussions about things are happening. Like what is the best way this neuroscience can contribute to the educations, from the mugging up, we call it as in Hindi very colloquially, radar things, just mugging up things and just going for a mark and comparisons, how the brain starts working and how it can be beautifully used to bring out some changes for the best outcomes in the education. That is a talk going on. In this direction, I would I would invite Steffi Ma to share something. As a part of Hinduismpedia, we are doing a lot of research. I'm just trying to tell our viewers that Hinduismpedia is it's an authenticate Hindu resource. In this one of vertical we are doing research is Hindu education. A part of the Hindu education, we are continuously doing research on neuroscience, and Stefima is doing that. So I would like to invite her to just share it quickly. If you can just share the conclusion of it. NTV, can you place the presentation of neuroscience? This is the third presentation.
Yes, so what we are seeing today is what you just said, Aya, that there is a huge interest in neurosciences and how the brain is functioning, and also to use it to support education and how to learn how to teach, actually, and how to create a education. So many things can be investigated. For example, the memory, the stress, how music is functioning on the brain and everything. There are many aspects that can be investigated. And teachers can be taught how to teach. So when we just have this perspective, just the perspective on how to teach, then we are just looking on an outer skill set that the teachers can develop. And for the kids also, more a kind of an outer view of how things are working and functioning and so on. Yes, let's go to the next one. But is it all that kids need for the life, to prepare for life, to have new learning strategies, to know how to learn and all of this? Is that all for the kids to live a fulfilled life and to find their purpose and to live their purpose? Next one, please. And also, are these learning strategies really everything that that we can provide to the kids? So there is much more in life, I think, to than to make grades and to show how you can learn and all of this. We are much more complex. And when we look at the next slide, there is much more involved in life, and there are many more connections than just with the teacher, the school, and the skill set that we learn. So to find out how we can live life, we need much more, and also to find our purpose, and also to live our life from the inside and not just from the outside, from the skill set that we are receiving.
Got it. Yes. Yes, Ma. Thank you. Is there anything to add, Steffi Ma? Anything you want to conclude?
Yes, the conclusion would be that we should come back to a connection, to a wider perspective, to the connection of our inner core, to the divine, and to find this inner space again. And there is a huge inner science for that. And the Vedic scriptures are delivering all of it.
All of
So,
it, yes. So the key is yes. So Amlama, you have anything to add quickly? Uh, this you being from the
Yeah,
background of
yes.
neuro, yeah.
As
How do
such,
you see this neuroscience and our Vedic also go together and hands in hand?
see what I say, this a neuroscience, after all, now we do it, and finally for what? For some result, right? But the result as such has been obtained in the Vedic time already. Now
Correct.
we are exploring in the line of neuroscience, but if we come to no, see those days, anti-Hindus, these people have made a myth, like, that Hindu Vedic education is only for yoga, breathing, only exercise, nothing else. Like, but it is explored every field. All those days Vedic Gurukul educated people only, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, they all have evolved and have contributed to the world. That is from Gurukul education. See the temples built those days, what an engineering it was. Astro science, you see, every field Vedic science has done very elaborately in a very natural way, which is missing now. That's what I say. So we have to make a curriculum according to the nature of the human being. See, 2 to 5 years. Actually, after coming from Gurukul, my stay, I started with a few kids. Point, not one of Gurukul thing. Like, I started with Sanskrit slog. I just gave a plan to them and to explain that, not from your thought, just free mind to explain about the plant. So I could see some changes in the child, the interest for the child to learn. So my sincere appeal is, go into the Hindu Vedic system, explore, prepare a curriculum. As Swamiji claims, revive it. Nothing to prepare new. It is already there. So just revive it.
Exactly.
That's there already. So revive the curriculum, revive the Hindu Vedic system, prepare a curriculum for the child to learn in his natural way, and to make him realize, see, now the scientists are all experimenting beyond matter, but a human being itself is a matter. Let him learn himself also first. That's what Vedic science did. What my simple definition of Vedic science is, it prepared the soil before to put the seed. That is
Absolutely.
what they have done when
Got
they
it.
were small children. This is what soil and seed system should be there. So explore into the Vedic system, which has been done years back. Find out from that, and then you prepare a curriculum. At least in 10 years, we may have a different cultured kids. Okay, what is
Absolutely.
past is past. At least now, from now onwards, we are entering into it. Then after 10 years, we can find a new generation, new change due to this education. This is what my
Exactly.
simple
Got it.
longingness and my appeal to the society.
Super. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. That's exactly Swamiji is trying to do. Well, now I invite Durga Ma Mavibhuktananda to just explain something on what you're all trying to do. We talked about the problem, and we are now in the process of talking about what are the possibilities, how we are addressing all these problems through the service offering you are doing through Gurukul or e-Gurukul systems.
Nithyananda,
Yes.
so basically, the whole revival of this Gurukul system, see, Swamiji say that the future of education is Gurukul, Vedic education system. There's no doubt about it, because the way how the world is becoming awakened and conscious, because more parents are discovering the current education system is fundamentally flawed. It's not going to bring the full potentiality of a child. So more and more parents are now looking outside and see where they can find solution for the children. So I think now is the best time to help parents understand the possibility that lies within the Gurukul system. See, the Gurukul system, which has been, destroyed in India, I mean, by a lot of anti-Hindu forces. And now Swamiji has taken the responsibility to revive Gurukul. It's actually going to be a very important conscious shift for the next generation, because the system itself, it's about awakening the consciousness in the being, which means fundamentally the child will be awakened by the time they reach 21. Before, you know, they go into the society and yes, before they contribute in the life, they will be already an enlightened soul, I mean, enlightened being, and they will know what is their life purpose. Everything would already be so clearly, you know, visualized or been awakened in them. See, one of the best things that I have also learned while working with the kids and in this system is that, see, well, every one of us come with certain bio memory, certain you know, basically life purpose, or say prarabdha karma. And when a child is able to be given the Avatarana to be studied in the Gurukul system, the Guru not only initiates the child to awaken the whatever they have already brought in this lifetime, but also upgrade their biomemory for the purpose they have assumed the body. So this is something that only a Gurukulam system can offer, that possibility.
Absolutely. Correct.
Not just awakening, but updation. That is like
very important. Yes.
Very important, because then by the time the child is 21, they already know why they're here, their space in this world and their contribution. And they will not be wasting time, energy, and life doing frivolous things or doing, you know, things that destroy themselves. Exactly. So that part of it is very important. They need to be given that foundation of given the environment for the child to realize, you know, why they're here, how to handle themselves. Actually, one of the problems I see, just going back, is that a lot of kids in the modern day do not know how to handle themselves. They may be able to study for exam, but they don't know how to handle themselves. And to me, that is a big failure in the education system.
Yeah, so we talked about that problem. Can you just address that? How do you address this in your Gurukul? Can you just tell me how, if you have any cases where you could be able to solve this, or just if you quickly just share your success cases, it would be nice. At the same time, there are many parents viewing this can take up that options also from you if you have already some success case study.
Yes, I have numerous success cases in Singapore, which I'm so delighted to see and very encouraged by the system of this Vedic education system, Gurukul. See, a lot of kids, by the time they come to, e-Gurukul, many of the kids are already very much battled consciously by the modern education system. They are so lack of self-confidence. They're unsure about themselves. Their inner space is filled with impossibility. I can't do this. This is too difficult. No, I don't want to do this. A lot of negativity fill their inner space. They can't even see the possibility in themselves. They are so low in their confidence level and their self-esteem, so much self-doubt they carry. And that was the first thing I saw when we introduced the tattvas of integrity. So within weeks, I'm seeing them start flowering, start regaining their confidence, and start aligning themselves back to integrity and dropping their impossibility. That shift happened, and they start manifesting power so easily, so casually. That is the success I'm seeing, and they are so motivated. They're becoming so motivated to come to classes, to do their work. They are no longer like a drag going to, going to school or doing the things. They become such a beautiful, motivated kids, bubbly and happy and excited. And the excitement, the spark I see in their eyes is so fulfilling, because that's what all kids should be. They should be radiating life, excitement, enthusiasm, adventure in life. And what we're seeing in kids nowadays, they're bored, they're so negative, they're so, I would say depressed, or some of them are so critical, they're so hating themselves so much. It's really very, very disturbing to see kids in the modern education that they make them to be such a byproduct.
Absolutely. Right, Ma. So, yeah, great. So,
Ma, I want to share something.
Yeah.
I'd like you to share something.
Thank you so much. I'll just quickly share and just agreeing with Ma Durga. whatever she said, because even in India, I've seen the kids just flowering in the Gurukul. Basically, the
Ma, you're muted.
sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm audible now. Yeah. So I agree with Ma Durga, because here in India also, when we are taking the e-Gurukul, which is what Swamiji has blessed all of us with, the kids are really flowering in the e-Gurukul. So many problems, like they are so restless, and sometimes they are not able to sit in a place, and they're not able to sit with themselves. I've had so many parents who have been complaining, small kids, 3 years, 4 years, they're not sitting in one place. They're too hyper. All this is shown as a big problem, actually. But when they come to e-Gurukul, they are so happy, and they are so much engaged, and they just flow with life. It's such a beautiful thing to see, and that's how they are supposed to be, is what I also agree, because they are supposed to have that glitter in their eyes, when they just come and sit and do the power manifestation. Then they do it so casually. It's everything that we teach them, the tattvas, the whatever Swamiji has given us as a syllabus for them, everything they just grasp it so beautifully, and they simply start applying it in their lives. It's beautiful, no doubts, nothing, and it's so nice. So definitely, I feel the e-Gurukul and the Gurukul kind of education which Swamiji has introduced is one of the best solutions for teaching life solutions to the people.
Thank you.